Hey there, how are you? Welcome. I'm still a little bit froggy sounding, but I'm here. So welcome. I'm hoping I can get this project done, y'all. This is going to be so cute. So this is a pumpkin cutout. It is actually shiplap pumpkin, kind of spooky and creepy. And we're also going to use the Haunted Halloween porch leaner sign transfer. Okay, that was a big mouthful to say. You can comment the keyword witch. Oops. And you can get all the stuff to make this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just get going. The keyword's already set up. I'm going to start by painting this pumpkin here. Okay, uh-oh. I don't know what's going on with my signal, but I think it's back, hopefully. Here we go. Hi, Lisa. How are you, love? Welcome. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Hey, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining me, y'all. I've been thinking I'm going to die over here. My house is a sick house at the moment, but we are recovering. So this is the color I'm going to use for this pumpkin. It's kind of like a burnt orange. I am, as usual, I'm going to paint the back side of it first. Now, I am doing this one like I always do, but this one might, I don't think it's going to show through that much, but it might a little bit. So definitely want to make sure that you paint the back around this one. Okay. So yeah, it's been a week. And I think I might have got my mom sick too now, unfortunately, but hopefully not too bad. Thank you, Lori. I am feeling a little better. I'm not there yet, as you can tell by my voice. And as my boss keeps reminding me every time I want to call with him and I sound like this, he tells me, you don't sound better. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not sneezing 5 million times a day. Hi, Christine. How are you? Hey, Kathy. Welcome, lady. Not sneezing a million times a day. I am still blowing my nose, y'all. My nose is raw, like around the edges. Oh my gosh, it hurts. Luckily, I found that I had some Vaseline. Thank God. I don't know that I'd have made it this far. My nose, I probably wouldn't be attached to my face anymore if I didn't have any Visine, because oh my gosh, I've blown my nose. I've used like half a box of Kleenex already. Okay, so I'm going to use the same burnt orange color on the top of the pumpkin, but I'm going to probably do a little bit of, I'm definitely going to do a little bit of accenting on it because I don't want it to just be this color, okay? Now, I did order some stuff. You know, I can't just sit here at home and not look on the internet for things to order from Amazon. And I don't know what's taken me so long, but I finally got some distressing ink. Y'all, look how cute these are. They're tiny. I got a 4-pack of those because I wanted multiple colors and I didn't want to spend a ton of money. So I got those. I also, my friend turned me on to these little cool things. They're little dauber things that you can use for the distressing ink and to do blush on little faces and things like that. So I'm excited about, we're going to be using that here pretty soon. Okay. All right. So again, you can comment the word witch to get all the stuff to make this. And I do have that stuff on sale today so that you can grab it. I have glitter everywhere in this room from, what was it, Saturday, my project, y'all. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try. Okay, this is a metallic copper color. Oh, no. I don't think I've opened this one. Darn it. It's metallic copper, and I want to use it for the stem. Hopefully it's going to be everything that I was thinking it would be. Now, I didn't intend. Hi, Marie. How are you? Welcome. I picked this one up because I was looking for a brown in my paint. And I saw it and I was like, ooh, yeah, that would be great. So we're going to try it for the stem. Hopefully it's not too similar of a color to the pumpkin color that I used. But we're going to use that and see how it goes. All right. I think that's pretty good, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and leave I'm just using this little palette thing. So there's my pumpkin, all my pumpkin pieces. I do have, so let me show you this again. This is the cutout we're going to use tonight for the transfer, okay? And I'm just going to paint that black. And then it comes with a little cat and a moon and a star, okay? So all of this on top is going to be black. I'm going to flip it because why not, right? Yeah, Marie, I am feeling better. Definitely not to back to my like 100% self, okay? I'm feeling very like foggy, and it's probably from lack of food. Me and Chris both are sick right now. Both of us have lost about 5 pounds because we're just no appetite whatsoever. So that's probably part of my brain fog issue. But I'm hoping in the next few days that we both come back to 100%. I know I'm nearly there. I've been taking all kinds of vitamins and sinus medicine and all kinds of stuff to try and help me. So I'm getting there. So thank you for thinking of me. I love you guys all so much. How you doing, Debbie? Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. All right, just gonna get these painted up real quick. And if you didn't know, whenever you comment the keyword, you can sign up for live notifications. So make sure that you do that so that you can get notified whenever I go live, okay? And that way, I try to go at the same time every day. But sometimes I hop on here earlier, sometimes even, hopefully not much, but occasionally a little later if I'm running behind. Like, I think tonight I was slightly earlier, but sometimes I like to go like right as I get off work. If I've got plans or something, I will go earlier. So if you sign up for notifications, then you will see whenever I'm live and you can come hop on here and hang out with me. All right, but if you've never had a message from me before, you will need to check your message requests, okay? So keep that in mind. If you comment the keyword and you don't see the message right away, you have to go into Messenger on your phone and like choose, there's like a little hamburger menu up at the top left where you can click on that. Yes, ma'am. So I took a test on Sunday night and it was the dreaded positive. So I got myself a virtual doctor's visit, and they gave me a medicine, and I promise you, I took it that next morning, and by the afternoon, I was feeling better already. And then by Tuesday, y'all, I was like a whole new person Tuesday. Like I had risen from the dead. I swear, I was not feeling good at all. But yeah, I did test, and Chris did too. And it wasn't good news, unfortunately, but we're getting better now, so that's good. Okay, so here we go. Also, if you have an order for me that's outstanding, if you've gotten your shipping notification, which some of you have, okay, because I did pack some orders yesterday, just know I sanitized all of that stuff before I sent it out into the world, okay? So plus then it sat in the sun in my little box that I have outside for a good bit, okay? So not to worry. I tried not to pack any until I was feeling better. And then I have a bottle of Lysol that I've been spraying on everything repeatedly to try and minimize any spreading of this thing. Okay. My cat looks a little bit, I'm gonna just go over this just a little bit more. Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't think I've ever had COVID before. I know I've had a few little run-ins with a cold at most, okay, over the past, since 2020. But I don't really leave the house much, especially back then. I was not leaving the house at all. And so I really wasn't exposed to it at all. And then one of our friends, Chris's friend that he works with, who happens to live across the street, he got sick, and I think he gave it to Chris, and then Chris brought it home to me. And funny thing, because Chris didn't show any symptoms until after I was already sick. So I'm like, thanks, guy. I don't know how I even got sick because I wasn't around this other person at all. Okay. And I feel like I have like a hair hanging on my face from my head that's tickling my face right here. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna just pull this off of here. This one's still drying a little bit. Be real careful. This is all one piece, okay? I've tried to do my best on these cutouts to make them minimal pieces because it's such a pain to have a million tiny pieces everywhere. Now, I know some of my cutouts do have a bunch, but whenever I make them myself, like I made this from the transfer, okay? So whenever I do that, I try my hardest to just make sure that I make it easy for y'all. Hi, Jocelyn, how are you? Yeah, so I can taste, the weird symptom for me is, well, I don't know if this is weird or not, but my tongue has been itching. Isn't that weird? It's like, almost like allergy feeling itching. And that's what I thought it was at first, was just allergies, because I do have like seasonal allergies, and I get like, I don't know, a stuffy nose and that kind of stuff. And that's all it was. A headache, horrible headache though. Okay, real bad. Okay, so here's this. That's how this is going to go together, okay? So make sure whenever you put this together, see how it's like, got this like, let me see if I can hold this whole thing. There's like a little, this part up here, it kind of dips down, okay? So the bottom part doesn't have that. Oh my gosh. Sorry, there's like a hair hanging in my face and it's driving me bonkers, y'all. Okay, so I wanted, before I put this all together or like glue it, I am going to distress it a little bit. So I'm going to try this. Don't really know. Oh, I like that. How this really goes together, but, or how this really works, not how it goes together. I know how this thing goes together. My goodness. Just going to dirty it up. Hi, Stephanie. A little bit, okay? These are awesome. This distressing ink, never used it before, and I see people all the time with it. But this is great. You don't need a brush or anything for it, so that's awesome. And I also got like a white one. It's not white, it's like a off-white, but still, I didn't know that they had a white one. Sunburn, and it's from the beach. I'm not really that red at all. I look more red in the camera, I think. Y'all, I didn't even get burned, okay, really. I did wear sunscreen whenever we went to the beach a couple weeks ago. But I peeled, and my arms are still like peeling. I'm going, excuse me, can we not do this? I hate peeling, y'all. It's gross. I don't like it. Okay, so that looks awesome. I like this. If you haven't gotten this distressing ink, highly encourage you to get it. It's great. So yeah, sunburn, but it's not, I'm not, like, I'm tan now, and not even that tan, to be honest with you, but anywho, so there's that part. I'm going to let this all sit up here for a minute. Now, this is the cutout that we're going to use for with the transfer. I am going to, let me just see. I want to see if I need to wax it. Oops. Let's see. No. No, I got the sunburn whenever we were in, well, I did get sunburn a little bit whenever we were at, in Alabama. I'm going to wax this a tiny bit. I don't think it necessarily needs it. Y'all, there's glitter everywhere here. Okay, this project's going to be entirely covered in glitter. Just so we're aware. I'm fine with it, but I made a huge mess in here on Saturday, apparently. I knew I did, but... And you know with glitter, it always is a mess. Literally always. A nightmare whenever I use glitter. It's everywhere. I'm surprised I haven't seen it throughout the house yet, but I'm sure I will now that I'm going to carry it with me. All right, so I am going to fuzz this. This is brand new, okay? I did cut this apart. This is a huge transfer. It is an E size, okay? That means that the entire transfer is 18 by 24. This is just one design off of it, okay? There's like, it's a whole porch leaner sign, okay? That's what it's intended for. But I love that each of the little sayings on it is separate so that you could use it separately. And here's what I want to do, okay? We're going to put this down, okay? And we're going to stick it real good. Really good. We're going to stick it. And then I'm going to turn that off because it's blinding me. Hi, Deborah. How are you? This is Dune paste. Okay, we're going to use Dune here. And I have my little mini squeegee. I also pulled out my glow-in-the-dark because I love it. And I want to use it on every Halloween project I ever do. So we're going to use that too. So I'm going to try my very best to not put a ton of this Dune paste down so that I can clean this transfer in between. And use it for my glow-in-the-dark. And so it won't be such a mess to clean it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, I'm doing that because I'm in my craft room. It's really not that big of a deal to clean them at a sink, but whenever you have a ton of paste on it and you don't have running water to clean it at, it is a little bit bigger of a deal. Okay, so just makes it easier for me. So I'm trying. No, this one is Dune. We're going to go over it with Dune first and then the glow-in-the-dark. Now, I cut this super close right here. And you don't have to cut these, okay? It doesn't have cut lines on it either. So be real careful if you do because, I mean, this one is super close to the design above it. And there's a little cat on this one. I did not include it on this cutout, okay? Because we have our own cat for this design. And I cut all the rest of the pieces for this transfer, and I'm going to be putting them on my Etsy. I don't have them up yet. I've been preoccupied with illness. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Yeah, the lighting is very bright in here. And I'm noticing, I don't know if y'all have noticed this or not, but I think I've been using a different phone to do my lives with. And I think it helps my lighting a lot. This looks amazing. I just love Dune, y'all. That's such a great color. I'm going to put that to the side and I'm going to move this, oh gosh, so that I can clean this and we can walk through cleaning a transfer together. Okay, so here's my transfer. This is just a dish mat. Okay, it's nothing fancy. I am going to hopefully have water in here. Thank God. It's been a while since I've filled this up, so I didn't think about it before I started either, so. All right. And a board eraser, okay? Just plain water. You don't need any kind of chemicals. Do not use chemicals on these transfers. It's not required. Our paste is completely water soluble and non-toxic and all that good stuff, okay? So you don't need chemicals. Just plain water, a board eraser, which is basically like a magic eraser, except it doesn't have chemicals. And I don't know if you've ever gotten a magic eraser wet and used it on something and then set it to dry, but it is disgusting, okay? And these do not do that. I use mine all the time. As you can tell, this one's dirty, but they dry out really nicely if you just lay them out to dry, okay? Air dry, nothing fancy there. And they don't get nasty because they don't have chemicals in them. So, I mean, you're welcome to use a magic eraser if you want to clean your transfers. It's basically the same thing, but it's not. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, this is my fuzzing cloth. This is the microfiber inside of it, okay, the lighter side. I just laid that right in there and I'm just drying it, okay? Now, I don't dry my transfers generally. Again, I take them to my kitchen, I wash them in the sink, I lay them on that dish mat, and I lay them sticky side up on the dish mat and let them air dry overnight, okay? And then I put them back on the backer sheet and I bring them back in my room the next day. But if you need to dry it, you can use the microfiber side of your fuzzing cloth. I wouldn't use anything else, especially anything with lint on it, because you don't want to add lint until you're fuzzing it, if you need to fuzz it, okay? Now I'm going to dry this really good, and I'm loving how this dune is kind of drying on here. It looks a little gross. Almost like the black is sort of, I don't know. It's almost coming through and I'm liking that a lot. So let me see if y'all can see that. On the L especially, it's like, looks a little bit dirty. Loving it. It's perfect for this project. Okay, so again, I'm going to use my light. Just, it makes it a lot easier. And I'm not going to fuzz, okay? It doesn't have a lot of sticky that's sticking to this. And I don't want to potentially mess up my, or not have my transfer stick really nicely. Okay, so all I'm doing is laying this back over exactly where I had it before, okay? And that was not exact, so. Trying my best here. Okay, there we go. Now, I didn't even need my light for this part. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't need it. So this is glow-in-the-dark paste. Is definitely glow-in-the-dark. Okay, it dries clear, which is really cool. And it has a neat effect. So you can do it over any color. And then in the dark, it glows, y'all. It glows so good. So just charge it with light, with sunlight or a light bulb in the room or whatever. And when you turn off those lights, it will be glowing, okay? Now, it is clear, all right? So when you're putting it on, go slow and just make sure that you get the entire design with the nice, good layer, okay? Here we go. All the way around. Now you can comment the word witch and get this at a discount tonight, okay? I don't have this cutout set on my Etsy shop, but you can buy it from the link that you get in the message, okay? By itself. I need to add it to my Etsy, but I haven't done it yet. I've been busy being sick. It's actually been really nice to just lay around and like really not have anybody expect anything from me, if that makes sense. My job is pretty demanding. And I love my job. Don't get me wrong, but going on vacation is one thing, you know, but then you need a vacation from the vacation. And it's been nice to just like chill and not be expected to do anything. And then I talk to my boss, I sound like this, and he's like, ooh, you're sick. And I'm like, yeah, I tried to tell you. And then he asked me, why are you on this call? And I'm like, because I still have to work. Okay, so there's that. And you can't even tell that it has that glow-in-the-dark paste on it, but it does, okay? It definitely does. I am going to dry this really well. I don't want to smudge it or anything like that, or leave any fingerprints on it. And if I smudge it, then my glow-in-the-dark won't be so good. No, unfortunately it doesn't, but I think, Lori, was it you? I think that Lori used it on a shirt, and it worked. Okay, so, like over paste, she used it. Maybe she's here still. Hopefully she is, and she can confirm or deny. I think it was Lori. No, unfortunately it does not, but I feel like it might work. Okay, it is washable. So, I've seen other people mix it with paste, and I don't know if that will work. I haven't tried that yet. But you could try it and let us know. Okay, so here's all my pieces. And I want to put my pumpkin together first. So this does come with a stand, okay? And I am going to kind of spread this out a little bit so that it covers the sides better. And so it's not touching. That's why I wanted to make sure that I painted the background. Now, I'm just doing one piece at a time. And just hot glue, nothing special here, okay? Now, whenever I set it, I want to make sure that I leave the lip at the bottom, and I'll show you that in just a second. Because it's got to fit in the stand, okay? So keep that in mind when you're putting this thing together. That there's a stand for it, and you don't want to mess that up, or else it's not going to stand up, and then you're going to have problems, okay? You'll need a easel or something for it. And I always like to place it first, like I tell y'all, so that I can make sure I have my pieces in the right place. Make sure it looks good before I just start gluing randomly. And when you do that, I'll show you this in just a second. Make sure that the top is like the squiggle part of the pumpkin, okay? So see how it kind of dips down right there? And then if you notice at the bottom, I left that lip open, okay? Very important. So that, let me see if it'll fit in the stand that way, okay? There. All right, now we're going to add the rest of this to it. Now, here's the trick, okay? Because this cutout is not meant for this, okay? It's meant for something else, but we're going to make it work. It's going to work great. It's perfect, actually. Okay, so that's how I want it to go. And then I'm going to get my cat glued on first. And he's kind of hanging off the side here. So just going to go in like that with the cat. Make sure he's straight here. Kind of put him a little crooked there at first. And then for this part, I'm going to kind of have to wing this one, okay? Because part of it, it's not going to be level. So you might need, like, you might want like a little piece of wood or something. Or a piece of really anything would work to fit in there. And go between. And I'll show you what I mean. But that actually glues on fine. Right here. And it's good because it's two separate pieces there. Let me get my, I almost picked it up before I thought about it, that my sun and moon and star are not attached. I'm liking this project a lot. Put that star on that way. Okay, here we go. So, and it's all glittery. So it's perfect. I don't even have to glitter it. Look how cute that turned out. Isn't that great? And so right here, these two parts, let me see, where am I? This part and this part are not attached to each other. They're attached to the top part. So I ended up gluing that directly to, as you can see, this, and this R is hanging off, but the L is attached to the cat. Okay, so that's how I did that. Okay, I hope y'all love this. Isn't it so cute? I'll send it to you, Sue. All right, I mean, that is freaking cute, y'all. And she's a little top heavy, so I need to add another, I'll have to add another piece for the stand on the bottom, but that's okay. It will stand up in the stand once we add one more piece, okay? All right, y'all. A Jenga block would work, well, maybe, it might be too big. Something a little bit smaller than that. Anywho, love you all. I hope you have a great night. I will see you all tomorrow. Pray for me that I end up entirely better tomorrow. I would like to be 100% healed. So help me out. Love y'all. See ya.